Okay. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic.
Uncle Roofing, UncleBeardFit.com.
Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com.
Duke Ben Savino, UncleRoofing, UncleRoofing.com.
Good job. Restored Motions and ProCharge EV. We got a guest already this morning. Guest host is Drew Benjamin Moscona.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, Drew. You want to say hi to Dad's show?
Hi, Daddy.
Well, that was very nice of you to say that. So Drew is up already because we have to go to the doctor. Who are we going to see today? Dr. who? Holman. We're going to see Dr. Holman at 9 o'clock. So Drew has an EEG today. So we had to have him awake and, rip roaring a little bit here. So woke him up at 6. He's already had his backpack this morning. Huh. And then after we go see Dr. Holman, then where are you going to go?
Drew's house.
To Drew's house. And then where?
Ability.
To Abilities. And then after Abilities, where are you going to go?
Drew's house.
Drew's house. And then? Mommy comes home. And then where do you go?
Baseball game.
Drew's baseball game. We got Miracle League tonight. So Drew gets to go play.
Wow.
And you'll see Roro. That's right. Roro's your buddy in Miracle League. Huh. Roro loves you. Huh. Okay. All right. Let's say some good morning, y'all. NFL, the legal tampering period underway, meaning teams and players can agree to terms of contracts, can't sign until Wednesday. But Marcus Davenport off to Minnesota. Caden Ellis off to Atlanta. David Onyemata off to Atlanta. Shai Tuttle off to Carolina. So Saints lost a ton on the defensive front. And I guess maybe the good news is Jameis Winston has re-signed with New Orleans, so agreed to a one-year deal. So the Saints have their starter in Derek Carr and their backup in Jameis. So considering Jameis was supposed to be your starter a year ago, and now you feel like you have a better starter and Jameis is still there as your backup, you feel better about Carr Winston than you do about Winston Dalton. So anyway, so that part of it settled. The Saints have a lot of work to do though on the defensive line.
On Wednesday.
And on Wednesday,
Play.
we'll play. Yeah. Oh, where are you gonna go on Wednesday? When you wake up, we'll do Dad show. Then where are we gonna go? To the new St. Lillian. Need to help sell your own? Talk to Darren James. Truax, what's good, man? Kelly Gross, what's going on? Stephen Ruckman, good morning. He said hi, Drew. You want to say hi, Stephen?
Hi, Stephen.
That was nice of you. Dustin Balello, Bubba Smith, Tony Williams, good morning. Good morning. LSU baseball tonight, y'all. Tigers play UNO. Jonathan Martin, Demigod Hooks, good morning. Matt Plavidal, what's going on? Off day at the USPS. All right, Matt, enjoy that day off today, bud. Gregory Carter, Damon Gilmore, Jeff Hawk, what's going on? Good morning, my dude. Be kind, good morning. Strong side. Wes Bullich, is Texas A&M's newest yell leader, Hunt Palmer, going to inspire the Maggies this week? Hope not, Wes, because we played that game last year on Black Friday, and then with Hunt, the game with Hunt being the yell leader. And a day later, LSU lost to a 4-7 football team. So let's maybe not poke that bear again. Ryan Pike, don't look now, but John Trey Kirkland doing things in the XFL. Saw that, man. I saw John Trey, threw for a touchdown, caught a touchdown. Very cool. Larry Garner, Jared Espry, Brian Wynn. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. So today should be a pretty busy day. We could get word on Aaron Rodgers' future, and if you got my thumb, and if Rodgers is leaving Green Bay, which it appears as though he is for the Jets, then that removes an MVP, one of the Hall of Famer from the NFC. So I like many of you, I think, are interested to see what may happen with Jordan Love in Green Bay. But if Brady's out in Tampa and Rodgers is out in Green Bay, it clears the deck a bit in the NFC. I mean, I think we all know the AFC is. Can you bring to Daddy? Okay, hang on. I'll be right back. Sorry. The one challenge of Drew Green. Wait. Boy, he'll take you away. Okay. Sorry about that. Of course, when Drew's up. So, as far as the Saints, I see Gregory Carter asked, any word on who the Saints are targeting free agency? Just what we've seen kind of floated out there. Jerron Reed is one defensive lineman worth, keeping an eye on. But look, you could go look at it. Just look at the free agent defensive tackles, and that kind of tells you, who's what and where. Like, so, Fletcher Cox, Shelby Harris, Michael Brockers is a free agent. Sheldon Rankins is a free agent again. Amazingly, Sheldon Rankins is only 28 years old. Like, I would not be opposed to re-signing Sheldon Rankins at the right price and bringing him back. You get younger there. I mean, odd to say it, but it's true. I mean, Onyemata's 30, and Rankins is 28. So, there's a lot of old defensive tackles in free agency. Cox is 32, Shelby Harris is 31, Onyemata's 30, Brockers is 32, Rankin's 28, Taven Bryan's 27, Tillery's 26, Derek Notty's 26, Chris Wormley 29, Ndamukong Suh 36, Linval Joseph 34, Jonathan Hankins 30, Justin Ellis 32, John Jenkins 33, Christian Covington 29, Nick Williams 33. See my point? Like, it's not like you got a whole lot of youth at that position. I mean, the Saints, they just have to draft at that position. I'm certain they're going to sign, interior defensive linemen, plural, but they've got to, they got to be willing to draft at that position. YouTube, do me a favor, smash that like button if you would. Subscribe up to the channel. Facebook, please like the page, share the post. Like the page, share the post. Trey Fisher, Tony Williams. Trey Fisher, what's up, Trey Fisher? Fish. Jeremy Freeman, good morning. Ryan DeLon, weather forecast in College Station this weekend has 30s for the lows, 50s for the highs. Wow. That will be some chilly baseball. You would think weather like that favors pitching. It would be tough for offenses to get going when it's that cold. And that may play into A&M's hands. A&M has really struggled offensively. They pitch and play defense pretty well. I mean, Jim Schlossnagle obviously is the coach there in year 2, had a great year 1. Wow. But I will be very curious to see if and or how the weather may affect the offense, and if so, that may neutralize things a bit for A&M. Bart St. Germain, good morning. Charles Reese, good morning. Saw it's episode 1816. That's awesome. Love the morning talk. However, I still miss the podcast giving insight to aspiring media members, especially when I was still pursuing podcast radio dreams. So we did what did we call? Did we call that Daily Scone, Charles? I believe. I did a podcast for a brief while that was really just talking about media, just kind of about my job on a day-to-day basis. Maybe I can resume that in some form, Charles. Definitely not a daily thing again, but maybe I could do something weekly. See. Scott Barnes, good morning. Scotty Mac, what's going on? Young man of yours growing up, no doubt, Scotty. Like, he's 8.5. And he definitely just hit a big growth spurt too, man. But thanks as always for jumping aboard, man. Good to hear from you. Hope all is well. Where are we? Justin Marquez, good morning. Brian Wynn, Matt, are the Saints going to re-sign Jameis now to release him in June to save money? No, Brian. So keep in mind that's done, right? They essentially took that contract, the existing contract, tore it up, and signed him to a new deal. So tore it up. They don't have to designate him a post-June 1 release. They were able to save that full amount now because he agreed to a new contract, if that makes sense. So the old contract voids except for dead money that might have been there, which quite honestly, I need to see if they had restructured his deal at any point. Well, I know they restructured the deal, but let me see what it means for the future. Okay. Yeah, okay, so here you go. So his new deal, no, forgive me, they don't have, Spotrac hasn't updated his new deal yet, but he does have, in 2024, $8.4 million of dead cap money that they had pushed into future years. So when they re-signed him last year. So he will, even though if he's not on the team in 2024, he will have that cap hit for 2024. But the short way of answering your question is no, it's not a post June 1 designation. They've just agreed to a new contract. So no, he's back. Like Jameis will be back in New Orleans, and it kind of makes sense, right? So we talked about this last week. Whenever he kind of talked about the possibility of coming back. So if you're Jameis, you look at it like you obviously want an opportunity to be a starting quarterback, but you have to realistically look around the NFL and go, okay, where's my opportunity? So if your agent is making those calls and seeing what interest might be there, during this legal tampering period, and if the market is soft and no one's really giving you an opportunity to come be a starter, then do you stay in New Orleans for $8 million? Or do you go be a backup somewhere else for whatever the deal may be? So, if you want to keep your family here and you like the organization and where you are and everything, that kind of makes sense. Hi. It just means there was a soft market for it. Well, we're going to do Dad's show, and then after Dad's show, we're going to get dressed. We're going to go for a ride in Daddy's car to see Dr. Pullman. Good job. Did I drink his coffee? You know what Daddy's coffee mug says? What does that say?
Darren James.
Darren James.
Yeah.
DJ. Where are we? Reed Rule, morning Scone. Now that Davenport is gone, where does he rank on the all-time Saints busts? Reed, I think what we forget. So not as high as you may think, quite honestly. The thing is, Davenport was a productive player when he was on the field prior to this year. The problem was he couldn't stay healthy. There are plenty of guys who weren't nearly as productive. I mean, like, you think about guys like Jonathan Sullivan, who was a top 10 pick, what's Mike D's old line? Look like Tarzan, play like Jane. I mean, quite honestly, I think Peyton Turner is probably more gearing toward a bust because he's done nothing on the field. At least when Davenport was healthy on the field, he played well. You're doing. Who says that? Who says woof woof woof?
I want to sleep.
Huh?
See you today.
What? Are you singing?
Today.
Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. Hey, do you want to sing the national anthem?
No.
Okay. Do you want to say the Pledge of Allegiance?
Too fat, man, it's America. Two puppet with the dead, one nation on God, and invisible, but liberty does fall.
Yay! Good job.
No.
They say the Pledge of Allegiance and they sing the national anthem at school every day. And they have a school-wide Zoom with all the classrooms. So they kind of do a school-wide pledge and anthem. And one day Drew walked right up to the camera in his classroom and led the whole school in the pledge. Weston Weaver, Tim Gotro, good morning. Brad David, do good college baseball coaches ever get opportunities to coach in major leagues? Do you think Jay could ever leave for Major League Baseball? So I'll tell you this, Brad. So to answer your question, yes, it does happen, but typically you don't go from being a college baseball coach to the major leagues. What you would do is you'd go into a minor league system, right? And that's kind of how managers cut their teeth a lot as well. You go through the minors and then ultimately get your shot in with the big club. Now, Wes Johnson, LSU's pitching coach, was the pitching coach at Arkansas, and then he went straight from Arkansas to the Minnesota Twins pitching coach. So he went from college to Major League Baseball as a pitching coach. And then there are other circumstances where you might see something like that, where it's something we've seen a lot in college baseball lately is former greats from those teams coaching in college baseball. I'm blanking. Auburn pitching coach was with the Braves. Tim Hudson. I think Tim Hudson left Auburn. Let me.
Zip.
He
and then after that show, then
I thought Hudson was still. Oh no! So he left Auburn to go be a head coach at high school. I guess maybe for his son or something like that. Anyway, okay. You want to go walk? Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
I'll be right here if you want to come back. You just let me know, okay? I'll be right here doing Dad Show. Are you going to go look out the window? Okay. Hey, y'all, as always, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. You need an orthopedist, go to Brock. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. We'd love to give you that free, no-obligation roofing inspection. I got Hudco pinned there in the chat, so y'all do me a solid if you if you have roof damage, think you might have had roof damage, always give us a shout. From the smallest residential repair to the largest commercial roof replacement, we can help you out. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Jason H., good morning. Jared Esprit, what's your feeling on LSU football this year? Are you going to make it to any of the practices? Yeah, of course. I'll do my best to make it to the practices in spring that I can. Now, the media availability that they sent has practice availability at like 7:55. Well, of course, that's when I'm here doing morning Scone, then bringing Drew to school. So that's hard. But whenever they do have afternoon or weekend practices, I'm sure I'll make it out there to see them. And my feeling on them is I think they've got a legitimate chance to win the West again and be right back in Atlanta, and that puts you in the conversation for the playoff. Because if you go to Atlanta and you win, you're in the playoff. So I think that's a very realistic, legitimate goal for this team. That doesn't feel like that's far-fetched. Why are you barking like a dog? Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
What you gonna do on Wednesday?
Go
to New St. Lillian. Yep.
And
then what? Who comes to pick you up?
Mimi.
Mimi. And where does Mimi take you on Wednesday?
Drew's house.
To Drew's house.
Abilities.
And then?
Drew's house.
Drew's house again.
And
then? Who comes see you?
Mommy.
And then?
They come over.
Yep. Okay. Joseph Feltwell, Brant Webb. Saints seem like the traffic on the bridge this morning going nowhere fast. Brant, let me at least wait and see what they do in this free agent period and what they do in the draft. My contention is that they're not a contender, but I do think they are the betting favorite to win the division. Tampa is tanking. Atlanta is in the midst of a rebuild, as is Carolina. So Carolina's going to draft their franchise quarterback number 1 overall and probably take a lot of lumps this year. So the Saints should win the division. Now, that feels like being the tallest short kid a little bit when you win a bad division. But somebody's got to win it. Somebody's got to go to the playoffs. So now, as far as you saying going nowhere fast, as far as do you mean like they're not progressing toward a championship? I do agree with you on that. Dane Bergeron, good morning. That's awesome. Glad they say the pledge in the anthem at Drew School. Yep, every day. And then they say, we have any birthdays today? Mom. Who says that? Who says, any birthdays today? Who says that? Brett DeGrow, Trivia Carter, Dalton Barnett, good morning. Happy to see Crab Legs get paid. To some of y'all, he's always just going to be the immature guy who stole crab legs. Ransom Antoine, morning, Matt. Are you okay with the losses at defensive line for the Saints? After all, we were terrible stopping the run. Ransom Antoine, I am. I would have been happy to see David Onyemata come back at the right price. But I do believe that David Onyemata is a declining player. And I know what you're going to say. Well, he had 45 tackles and 25 solos, which was a career high. And that's true. And 5 sacks, which was, I think, the second highest of his career, which is true. But he missed a handful of games a year ago because of the PED suspension. And just what you said, somebody's got to make the tackles. And the example that I always give is Bobby Richardson. When the Saints had that terrible defense in the mid-2000s, well, I guess this would have been 14 or 15? And Bobby Richardson was an undrafted rookie free agent out of Indiana who made the team and led the Saints defensive linemen in tackles. The next year, he didn't even make the team. He was cut. He wasn't a good player. He was just the guy making the tackles on a really bad defense. So I think your point is apropos. The Saints' run defense was very bad. I think they need to get younger and more physical on the interior. And I would have been happy to see Onyemata come back at the right price. But if Atlanta wants to pay or overpay, okay. Now, Shai Tuttle is a little more... I like Shai Tuttle. It was an undrafted rookie free agent that you brought in, made your team, you developed him, and you lose him in the division to Carolina. And he didn't get a giant deal. I think it was 3 years, maybe $18 million. In that respect, I'm kind of more on board with signing your free agent than going and having to pay, market value or premium for somebody to bring in from elsewhere. So, but I'm willing to at least wait and see. Yes, I believe changes needed to come on the interior defensive line, and they're going to come. You're turning over basically your whole interior defensive line. All right, a couple more minutes here. Smash that like button if you would. On YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Facebook, please like the page, share the post. Jared, who do you think will wear 7 and 18? Jared, I don't know and I don't care. I'm sorry. Don't know, don't care. Brent Webb, right spinning wheels, treading water, not building towards anything significant. Read Rule, Team Drew, can't wait for Scone and Scone radio show in 20 years with me and Drew. I would love it. If the day would ever come to where he was capable of doing something like that, I'll never put limitations on him, man. Let him be whatever he can be in life. Let's see. Mozzie at 29, trade to the mid-30s for Ica. So,
Well,
okay, let me just, I don't want to, okay, I don't want to answer your question about trading because, yes, the Saints notoriously trade up, but I'm not going to entertain like a hypothetical trade. Like, you just don't, until you know how the draft is playing out, it's impossible to comment on that adequately. Like, maybe they hold at 40 and Ica's there. Maybe they take Apu Ica at 29, which I'd be good with. Let me just talk about the player. I would be perfectly fine with I'd be perfectly fine with the Saints drafting Apu Ica. You're talking about a big physical interior player who can help you stop the run, push the pile, all that sort of stuff. I don't think, so you asked about Mozzie. I think it's Mozzie, who's the defensive lineman from Michigan. I don't think the Saints are going to go back-to-back defensive tackles to start the draft. I don't think 29 and 40 are both going to be defensive tackles. I think one of those certainly will be. But I don't think they'll go back-to-back defensive. They have too many needs. They need running back. They need an edge rusher. Probably going to need an offensive lineman. You certainly need help at receiver. You have too many needs to go back-to-back defensive tackle. Since you don't care about the number, how about a little jingle? Yeah. Okay, we'll do the HUDCO jingle. Here we go. You ready? You ready, Drew?
Yes.
You sing it.
Need a roof. Call someone you know.
Period.
All you need is
Period. Period. Period.
Period.
3, 6, 4, 107.
HUDCO Roofing. HUDCOroofing.com. What you think about that, huh?
Yes.
Yes? You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. All right. Blah, 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 blah. All right, y'all. Let's see. Couple more. Sorry. All right. Where are we? Stuart Angers. Matt, we welcomed our first grandchild last week. Jonah Patrick Angers. Well, congrats, Stuart. That's awesome news. Congrats to you and your family. Awesome life event. Congrats to y'all. Hope everybody is healthy and happy and doing wonderful. Awesome news. Donnie Luke, are the Saints under the cap yet? I don't believe so, Donnie. Let me check real quick. I know they restructured Cam, restructured Kamara.
No.
Um,
No one.
when is this thing? Third. Load.
The number.
The number of the day. Real quick. By the way, real quick while I look that up, I'm going to post in here again the link to vote for Best of 225. If you have not voted yet, please do so. Do it for Drew. Can you say please?
Please for Drew.
Please for Drew. Yeah, please for Drew. Please vote for in the best 225 best radio personality, and also 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge for best radio station. So let's see, Saints. Hey baby, what are you doing? Daddy's trying to look up the salary cap. Saints are, yes, they are now. Nope, they're still 4.9 million. Well, your top 51 count against the cap. So you're 4.9 over, but they are, as far as top 51, which is the contracts account, they have $1.8 million of cap space. So they've made it, technically, but probably still some more work to do. Let's see, 7:55, 5 more minutes. Do you think Carolina and Atlanta overpaid for Onyemata and Tuttle? I think, no, I don't. I just think the Saints stay hard and fast to values in their mind. They also know the players and know what they're willing to spend on them. So when you see free agents leave, a lot of times it's because that's where they were going to get the best deal. So I don't blame them for taking the money. But I can also understand. No, stop.
No.
What?
Later.
Okay, Daddy's hat, yes. You want Daddy's hat?
Yeah.
Is Drew going to wear it? Is Drew going to wear Daddy's hat? And then immediately off. You just want to take it off Daddy's head.
Hi.
Hi.
Here we go.
Here we go. Okay. Trivia Carter, good morning. To see you stretch Drew's arms out and to see him laughing made the day. Huh. You like to laugh?
Yes.
Yes, Drew does like to laugh. Oh, hey, Dad, good morning. Papa said good morning. You want to say hi, Papa?
Hi, Papa.
Did you see Papa last night at Drew's house? Did Papa come to Drew's house last night?
Yes.
Yes. Quinn Breakbill, Maury Holiday, good morning. Barry Day, good morning. Ryan Amanda Guidry, Eric Hart, good morning. Do you think the interior defensive line problems for the Saints last year were a lot about Nielsen leaving? I don't, Eric. I think Nielsen wanted to be a true defensive coordinator. He was not going to be that in New Orleans because Dennis Allen, stop, baby. I'm joking. He's grinding his teeth. He always grinds his teeth. He was not going to be a defensive coordinator, a true coordinator, because Dennis Allen was the one calling defense. So this was an opportunity for him to go be a defensive coordinator and call his own defense. So, Barry Day, Saints free agent defensive line got paid too much. Let them go. Backup running back. Could we afford Eckler? I don't know what market value is going to be. That's the thing. Like, you're always going to be better building through the draft because you're going to have them on rookie contracts. So, oh, look at April Smith. Miss April's watching. Can you say hi, Miss April?
Hi, Miss April.
Do you miss Miss April?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, you do. Miss April was Drew's teacher at St. Lillian the last 2 years. Who'd you see? Miss April and who? Who would you see? Miss April. Miss
Claudette.
Miss Claudette. Miss April and Miss Claudette, huh? Huh.
No.
Huh. Okay. Jeff McKithen, Charlie Cavell, good morning, y'all. Good morning. Tybers Hertz, good morning. Brian Penton. Let's see, Jimmy G is a winner. Look at the stats. I'd rather him at the contract he got than Derek at his contract. I know health's an issue, but at least he has a winning record. I mean, Tybers, you're not winning anything with either of those guys. So you could say that Jimmy G's a winner. I don't necessarily agree. I think he was the quarterback of arguably the best roster in football that you've seen Brock Purdy and Trey Lance and literally everybody win with that roster. So that's the thing, that you're not winning because of your quarterback. He just happens to be the quarterback of a really good team. So I think if you're asking Jimmy Garoppolo to go be your franchise, I think that's a problem. Let's see. It is 8 o'clock. Okay, we gotta go. Earl Lytle, good morning. Scott Fontenot, good morning. Jeremy Freeman, good morning. Saw something this morning. Vikings released Thielen, would be a good add to the Saints at the right price. I'd absolutely take Adam Thielen. I don't know what he may command on the open market. That's what it always comes down to. Is sure there's players you love, but at the same time, there may be players that you love and would want to sign, but you have to consider, what's the market value for them, and then the Saints cap situation, because the Saints don't have tons of cap space. They don't have the luxury to go overpay for players. So that's always the downside of having the cap situation you do. Yes, you can absolutely structure things to make it work. Stop it. Please stop, Ronnie. Keith. You can always structure things to make it work, but then you're just exacerbating the problem and prolonging it. Okay, we got to go. All right, we got to go get dressed because we got to go see Dr. Holman. Tell everybody bye.
Bye.
Okay, say bye, Dad Show.
Bye, Dad Show.
All right, let's go get dressed. All right, y'all have a great day. Thank you so much for watching as always. YouTube, please smash the like button. Facebook, please like the page, share the post. I'm going to, let's see, Damon Jackson said voters must be residents of 225 or their votes won't be counted. Frustrating. I listen to more 225 shows than most in the 225 area. Well, I appreciate you trying, Damon. Maybe what you could do is help us by letting people who do live in 225 know to vote. So, okay, come on, we're going to get dressed. All right, y'all have a great day. Thanks so much for watching. As always, shout out to Brock Hudco. You need an orthopedics, go to Brock. You need a roof, call Hudco. Restored motions if you got pain, and ProCharge EV, EV chargers, ProCharge EV, ProChargeEV.com. Y'all have a great day. Peace. LSU Daily is already live. Why are you touching my? He's putting his finger in my ear.
Ears.
That is Daddy's ear. Thank you.
Ears.
Ears. Very good. Okay, see y'all. Peace.
Now.